to the get together once a week to network and to be able to find different ways of how to help each other. This is what we're all about, trying to get connections and be able to really outsource our own services so that other people know about it, so that that extends and it keeps going with many of the people that keep coming every week. So let's move right into our education. And this week we are featuring Eric Perrin. So Eric, take it away, sir.
All right. Good morning, everybody. So this morning is we're all entrepreneurs. I've spoken about this before, but we can't stress it enough. And it's called TOMA. So keeping top of mind. So we really got to make sure, especially at this time of the year, that we keep top of mind with our clients. Our clients, who we have great relationships with, will love to receive a phone call, just a check-in, just to say, hey, how you doing? For me, it's checkups about, real estate, mortgage rates, economy, etc. How can I help you? Is there anything I can do for you at this time? It's not a call for business. It's a call for service. So make sure that as entrepreneurs, we're keeping top of mind. We always, as entrepreneurs, probably 95 or 98% of entrepreneurs will not call their clients on an ongoing basis. And just to say hello, just to check in, just to say, hey, we're still here, I'm still here, our services are still here, we've improved our services, we've added this service. People don't do that. And it's a shame because one of the top reasons that people leave and go find service somewhere else is because there was no follow-up, because they never heard from their person. It's unbelievable how scary that is. And it's amazing, even with realtors. It's funny, there was a video that was done by this guy, Brian Buffini, in the States. And what they did is they went on the streets of Chicago and they had a microphone and they said, hey, when did you last buy a house? Oh, about 3 years ago. Oh, okay. What was the name of the realtor you used? Couldn't, probably 98% of them couldn't say who their realtor was. Yet they probably spent 30 hours with them buying a house, negotiating, doing heavy contracts, doing any of that kind of stuff. And it's a shame, right? Because they said, did you have a good experience? Yeah, it was awesome. It was great. Would you use them again? Yeah, I definitely would. How would you get in touch with them? I don't know. I don't remember their name. I guess I'd have to look at my files. So that's a really big, huge missed opportunity. So that's a business thing. But on a personal note, I'll end with, make sure to reach out to your friends. Who haven't you spoken to in 6 months or a year? They'd love to hear from you, and you're going to love having that discussion with them. It's going to lift up your spirits. It'll make you positive. It'll make you feel more and more connected to your own community. So not only can you do that in business, but don't forget, you can do that personally as well. So there's your education for the day. Enjoy the day, folks. Enjoy the week, and Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. It's coming up.
Thank you very much, Eric. That is so relevant for sure. Thank you very much. That's a great reminder, just to be able to contact clients and friends. Perfect. Okay, let's move right into our introductions, folks, and let's start with the ever popular Norm Boyer. Norm, how's it going there?
Good. Good morning. Yes, what Steve said, we just got our new van and we've got it lettered and it matches, both vans match. So that's, trying to remind people about our names. The biggest thing that we do that other people don't do is upgrade the glass on people's windows, where we just take out the glass and put a high performance glass. We just did a big job of 14 thermal panes, which the factory sent us 15, so we have an extra thermal pane, which we're not going to pay for. But I mean, it makes such a big difference in the temperature of the house. I mean, this glass is as warm as 9 layers of glass, and we changed that glass in that customers, and within an hour of leaving a room and having put that glass in that room, there was 7 windows altogether with 2 thermal panes per window, and it made a difference within an hour. You could go into that room and see the difference in the temperature in that room within an hour. And so that's the biggest thing that we are going to be promoting, is trying to get people to understand they have a room that's too hot or too cold. Your biggest leak, the biggest hole is your windows. And contractor grade windows, I mean, they meet building code. The Titanic met building code. right? So it's a bare minimum. So this high performance glass that we talked to you about before, it's what you need to make your rooms warmer in the winter time and cooler in the summertime. So Boyer Boards Home Maintenance Repair, we fix your home. You don't know how to do it. You don't want to do it. You don't have time to do it. We'll do it.
Thank you, Norm. Awesome job. Okay, over to Penny Lee. Go ahead, Penny Lee.
Good morning, Penny Lee Prevost. I am known as the Dancing Motivator and the co-founder of the Graduate Thrivers Incorporated. This week, I'd like to focus on movement. You know, it's interesting. I had a friend mention that she had issues with sciatica, and who did they know, or who do you know that could help her? I can help. You know anybody that has sciatica, it is really a problem of the nerve being pinched between your glutes and your hamstrings. And so movement will allow the muscles to relieve the pressure on the nerve and release the pain that comes from sciatica. So if you know anybody that has sciatica, I'd love to be able to show them how they can easily do a few movements to relieve the pain that they are suffering. So anybody that you know that would like to dance with me, I'm available online on Zoom from anywhere. Wednesday nights for Classic Nia, and on Saturdays at 1 o'clock for Moving to Heal. Movement is medicine.
Thank you, Penny Lee. And over to Eric, if you're ready there, buddy.
Yeah, just got to hit the mute button there.
Yep,
So
go
I'm
ahead.
Eric Perron. I'm your real estate advisor with England Volkers Ottawa, making your real estate experience a great one. I'm here for the long haul, and I want to just share a quick experience with you in my minute. So I've had some long-standing clients, and there were several different issues with one of their tenants. And basically, I've been consulting with them for the last 6 months to a year on the tenant, what to do, how to do it. There's a landlord and tenant board to call and get extra advice, etc. What forms to use, what not. Now, I don't get paid for any of that stuff, of course, and you know that's several hours of my time, and that's fine. That's not a problem. But then what it is I gave them all the advice that they needed, and now they're saying, okay, you know what, tenant's moving out. It's time to sell the property. So look at me also for advice. If you're looking for information, if you're looking for advice along the way, before you make that decision, feel free to give me a call. Don't think of me as the realtor who's just there to sell or buy the actual property. Give me a call and get the information in the industry, get the real information. Don't look at media. Media sometimes has the right information, sometimes it has the wrong information. So feel free to reach out, give me a call. We can Zoom, we can talk, we can have lunch, we can have coffee. All the best, making your real estate experience a great one. Eric Perron, take care.
Thank you very much, Eric. And for those of you that are watching on LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, and on YouTube, if you have a business and you want to network, this is probably the best way you can online market your business, because it goes right from people to people. If you have any questions for any of our members, you could let us know. We are monitoring the feeds as we're going through it. And if you'd like to come in, let us know. Give us a heads up, and we'll be happy to give you a warm welcome. All right. And over to Steve Brennickmeyer. Hey, Steve.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Yep. Other than the power failure last week, I've been having a good time moving forward with projects. Things are going very well. I'm working on a variety of projects. So basically, we've got digital design, helping people get their website noticed. And I've just completed a project for a contractor who does mechanical, HVAC basically, and he's commercial level. Great project. Working on something for some interior designers, and finished up with Tanya. Although there's still some finishing touches that she wants to put on it, but basically things have been moving forward. Some new a new project with Terry as well. So very positive time. Just getting ready for the holidays now.
Okay, thank you very much, Steve. Awesome. And over to Terry.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Terry Black, your retirement living expert of the group. Finding a retirement home residence is like buying a car. You want one that suits your lifestyle, you want one that meets your budget, and you want the features to meet your needs and expectations. So one size does not fit all. That's how I can help you. I educate and support you in identifying what is important and your criteria, and then directing you to the appropriate retirement residence to meet your needs. So save time, save money, reach out to me. I'd love to help. Terry Black, Rivera, where you experience more living. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Terry. And over to Sam.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning, everyone. Sam Sturz, connectedcars.ca. There's my contact information in the chat. Well, you know what I do. I do electronics in cars, dash cameras primarily, but also backup cameras, stereos, things like that. Also do minor repairs, oil changes, brake jobs. And I'm going to pass along an experience I had just last week. And I actually fished it out to the garbage here. This here is a dirty cabin air filter, fairly big one. It's out of a 22 Explorer, one of my customers. And he called me up because he had his car in for service at the dealer. And he said he thought that the price was kind of high. And I asked him what it was. He said, never mind, just get one for me and put it in the car. So I went out and bought one locally, Ram air filter for the cabin, and I installed it in his vehicle. The cabin filter cost me $35 plus tax, so about $40, and I charged him $40 to put it in because it took me 10 minutes. And I finished. He told me the dealer quoted him $250 plus tax, which is $282.50 for that job. So if you experience anything like that from place to take your vehicle, hey, give me a chance to quote you the job, and if I can do it, I'll do it for you. And chances are I might save you some money. Sam Sturz, connectedcars.ca. Today's mobile electronics without the cost of a new vehicle and a heck of a lot more.
Thank you, Sam. Good stuff. Jacqueline, you're up next.
Good morning. I'm loving my yellow vest. Absolutely love it, because as I'm looking at some of the mortgage industry details, one of the big banks, Orange Bank, expects credit losses will worsen. Then short-term rentals are really looking for short-term mortgages. 3 in 4 Canadians say higher immigration is worsening housing crisis. That's not even half the information that we get to talk about today. However, because Eric commented on Brian Buffini, I actually took 100 Days to Greatness. Brian Buffini, keeping in touch with clients is a key part of this. This is what we do, regardless if it's real estate, if it's mortgages, if it's Bernie who's helping other clients, it's Penny Lee who's helping people with their movements, it's Terry. We all need to connect. And it doesn't matter if I took 100 Days to Greatness. There is the 5 a.m. club. There's so many things that we can do. And quite honestly, this is a great place to continue your 100 Days of Greatness. So when you're looking for strategies, regardless of your mortgage money, you always want to contact your mortgage honey.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Great message. And Bernie, over to you, sir.
Tony, thank you. First off, the LinkedIn Live, that's the post to put your contact details in. You'll find it handy to share that out in that space. And what do? I'm a business concierge. I connect people, synergy architect, called many different names, hopefully all positive. Doing business connections between B2B spaces. I've got a podcast called Knack for Business. It's about if you're looking for that C-suite service and want to listen to experts talk about that space or talk about their experiences, that's the space to go. Also involved with the Property Wizard, which is a commercial real estate investment podcast, and just walking you through what's required. Also, just to kind of wrap up, a World Referral Network, since we're part of Phoenix, there is a meeting every Tuesday, 8 to 9. You're welcome to roll in. And it's meant to share information, make connections, and business is about making those connections and finding out what fits, right? And so It's outside of the Ottawa area, but even if you only service the Ottawa area, you might find insights in that space. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Bernie. And Bernie, I want to welcome your guest, Waleed, for coming in. Thank you very much, Waleed, for taking your precious time out to be with us. Tell us a little bit about what you do. You're on mute, by the way, sir.
Yeah, here you go. Good morning, everyone. I'm the first time here, and thank you for having me. I'm an accountant. I provide accounting services and the fractional CFO service for medium-sized businesses. What I want to tell you today about the fractional CFO service, which is the most important thing for every business. We help business owners have more cash flow, have more profits. We have guaranteed results because we have our system. It's proven, and we made a lot of success with this system with many businesses. The most two questions that business owners ask me about is, first one, my bookkeeper and my accountant told me that I have $100,000 profit and I have to pay taxes for $100,000 this year, but I don't have the money. Where's the money? I don't have money in my bank. I still have to pay taxes. I still have to pay myself. I still have to pay my debt. I have $100,000 in the profit and loss, but I don't have money in the bank. Where's the money? So this is very important. So the most important thing for any business is what you keep, not what you make. It's very important to plan your cash flow in order to have enough money in the bank when you need it. So this is what we do, and this is what we help businesses do as well. The second question is why I'm paying myself less what I'm paying my employees. I don't have enough money to pay myself. I pay myself. I take all the risk and I pay myself less what I pay for my employee, for my managers. So this is also the second question that we can answer and we can help business owners have. Thank you for having me. And if anyone need any question, any clarification about this, I'm happy to help.
Thank you very much.
Waleed, I'd repost our contact details in the chat too.
Here you go.
Yeah, definitely. Now that we have everybody populated, now put your contact information in the chat. And that's also a good reminder for all of us that if you're coming in early on the chat, just realize if there's 4 people that are there at the time and you're posting something, it's only those 4 people that are going to see it through the whole meeting. As new people come in, they start off with a brand new chat, so they won't get it. It's best to wait until everybody's here and then post your information. Thank you, Bernie, for that reminder. I wanted to do a little audience participation here. For the respect of Waleed, I'm a medium clairvoyant. I feel energy. Most of the things I do, I work with clients that just are looking for insight, looking for different things in business. And instead of guessing and looking through all of the things, most of the time we'll get about 80% of the information. And there's still that 20% gap that's a risk, that we don't know what's going to happen. And I like to feel that I'm filling in a little bit of that through intuition on whether or not something is going to work, whether or not something is for your higher good, that kind of thing. And I saw this one picture on Twitter, and I figured, okay, this is a great philosophy type question. So I'm going to show you a picture, and just for the benefit of Eric, I'll describe it so you don't have to look down and keep your eyes off the road. And this is where we are. Okay, so Eric, just for you, it's a picture of a prisoner inside a cell, and he's reaching for a piece of bread, or he could reach for a key. And there's bars and everything on it. And so the question is, what are you seeing here? And why would he be choosing the bread rather than the key? Any insight? Anybody want to take a stab at this? What are you seeing?
Looks like he wants to stay in jail.
What's that? He's in jail. Yeah, he's in jail.
Oh, he wants to stay there.
Oh, he wants to stay there. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I agree. He's making his own life difficult because he's skinny enough to fit through the bars.
Right. Yeah, good observation.
But seriously, quite apart from that, assuming the bars are holding him back, he's going for the short-term feed your stomach today as opposed to possibly the solution to get out. But so there's sort of like he's going for short-term gratification, let's call it, or just feeling an immediate need, whereas he could be releasing himself from the prison with the key.
Okay. Okay. So
There's many solutions to every problem. And if you're too close to it, then you won't be able to think of everything. Think of the helicopter and hovering atop of the actual problem so that you can have a bird's eye view of your issues.
So what does the bread represent? Steve had mentioned the bread represents short-term gratification. Any other
Hunger.
thoughts?
It's hunger. He's working off of the first thing that's bothering him, as opposed to looking past. So it's like if you're let's say a hunter, when you're going to look at a target, but you don't look at the other consequences. So he's ignoring, the long game. He's only doing the short game solution.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What
Okay.
Bernie said. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Anybody
And
else?
he's used to, he's probably the progress of getting into a habit of survival, right? So survival of the minute, of the day, of the hour, and nourishment is part of his survival.
So you're saying that the nourishment is his goal.
To stay alive, but
stay alive. Okay.
yeah, but that's what he's used to being, like, in the jail cell. So like he's not thinking past like what his future could look like. So it's just like living for the moment, not looking to the future.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
The other thing is the way he's looking, he's not even seeing the key.
Yes.
Right? So if he saw the key open the door, maybe he's not as skinny as Steve said, he could then have the bread and be free. But it's like immediate gratification. They did an experiment with kindergarten kids with marshmallows.
Yes.
They put a marshmallow in front of them and they said, you can eat it now, or if you wait 15 minutes, you can have 2 marshmallows. Not too many kids waited the 15 minutes.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good observation. Yeah. Any other thoughts? One of the things that we go through when we see something like this is the mind starts to look at various things in different ways. After 68 seconds, your brain goes through sort of another analytical zone, and you start seeing things that you didn't see before. And so when those come up, he says, oh, yeah, I just noticed this. I just noticed that. Everything is sort of representational here. And how are you feeling about it now after it's been a couple of minutes? You seeing anything different, or are you looking at this in a different perspective?
We're assuming that he's locked in and not locked out.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He might have a longer term plan. Is like, I'll start by eating the bread because I'm hungry, then I'll grab the key and I'll have a bit more energy because I've eaten the bread, so I can run away, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe this is exactly what he knows. This is it. This is life.
What
Doesn't
is?
matter that there's a key, because he doesn't see it as a key.
He doesn't see it as a key. What would he? What do you think he would see it as? Because Norm said the eyes are only on the bread. He's not even, like you said, he's not even seeing the key.
Yeah.
But he might have already assessed the situation 30 seconds before and seen the key, but decided he's going for the bread first.
Going for the bread
He's going to get the key.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I think. He's seeing the bread, and I think it's laziness. He's lazy. Just he wants to get the guaranteed result without taking any risk.
Okay, good.
He's not seeing the whole picture.
Exactly.
We have big job we looked at, and then after taking a bunch of pictures on the thing, I mean, it's a big siding job. After taking a bunch of pictures, we looked at it and said, no, we're missing some skilled laborers here. We could do it, but too big a job for us. So just going to turn down bidding on the job, even though physically could do it, but not without extra help, it's not feasible.
Have you ever seen a prison? If you look at the light, where's the light coming from?
Kind of behind him,
Because it's casting a shadow. So there's a light in the picture. Where do you think that's coming from? What would that be what would that represent?
Freedom.
The window.
A window? Yeah, could be a window.
but it's low down, so it's got
Yes.
to be like a light bulb or some sort of a a flashlight and down on the floor, because it's down low. You can see the glow is emanating
Yes.
from the floor.
Absolutely, yes.
Maybe it's just the artist had to figure out a way to create some visual interest. I don't know if we should read it.
So just a perspective here. When you look at this, what I noticed right away was I looked at the condition of the bars, and they looked pretty new. The key is also looks fairly new, but if you look at the lock, it's rusted. Whenever a lock and a key are made at the same time, they usually are in the same condition after 10, 20, 50 years. But it looks like the lock is in worse shape than the key, right? And so that's an observation more like anything else. The other thing is the light could represent freedom. It could represent the light at the end of the tunnel. But he's not looking in that direction, is he? He's looking away. And that's what society tries to do for us. He says there's this perception that we're locked in our lives and we are a prisoner in our own way. But like Steve had mentioned, the bars are wide enough where you could slide through. If you look at the size of his body and the width of the bars, he really doesn't need anything. He can just sort of slide through that and get the bread or the key. The other thing is that in our perceptions of society, there's always a key. But one of the things is because the way the lock is done, usually in many of the ways that Spirit shows us, is that we are in a mental prison. There isn't a physical prison. In other words, if you push that door, more than likely it'll be open. So you don't even need the key. If the door is open, if it's unlocked, the key is useless. And that's what society is. It gives us this mental picture of being a prisoner, that you don't have any options, and you and the bread in this way is sort of a goal. What is it that the bread is doing? But the biggest picture right now is, where would you get a stick inside a cell? Like the stick looks like it's something from outside. It's got a bit of a branch hanging out, but where would you get the stick? If you are small enough to fit through the bars, the stick represents something that society has given you as a perception that what you are reaching for, you're not enough. And so you need a crutch or a stick or something to extend your reach. And most of the things that Spirit tells us, we have more than enough in what we need. So we don't even need the stick. We can just slide through the bars, get the bread, and we are already free. We don't need the key. The lock is irrelevant, and we could go right for the freedom right after. But it is interesting when we look at it as we are already free, and we keep telling us, if somebody keeps telling you that you're free, you are free, and then you look around and he says, no, I'm not. But if somebody keeps telling you you're already free, then that will conflict with the belief that you see around you. Because what you have around you is what you hear every day, all the narratives, all the things. You only have so many things you can do. But, a good example is if you tell Waleed that, look, I can only do this and that in my business. I don't have enough money. When you extend that and give the problem to another person, then you'll get another idea. Well, you could do it this way. Oh, I never thought of that. Right. So a lot of time it's you're by yourself, or there's a perception of being by yourself. But as soon as you start talking to other people, then you get a different perspective. You get a different, like Eric had put out, you got the helicopter thing. You're looking at things from a different vantage point. And that's more the thing, is not looking at just your own problem, seeing you have to solve everything yourself. You can do it all through looking at what other people see and how their perspectives are. And that usually will add to it. So anyway, I thought this was sort of a fun picture just to give you the idea that all of us are free. We are always in this mental prison. We give, look at all of the ways that we give ourselves limits on income. We can only make a certain amount of money and then it can't go. We can only have a certain amount of clients. And this is one of the things that I get into when I do a session is how much do you think you're worth? What is your self-worth? Because your self-worth and everything else around you will go to the ceiling of what you feel that you are worth. I see so many people going online with mediums and they say, well, I do mediums for free. If somebody wants a reading, I give it to them for free. And that's fine, because they are thinking that they don't have the worth that they could charge anything. You could do, you can change people's tires for free because maybe you're not really knowledgeable about how to do it. So if you could throw it on and it's no big deal and help a neighbor or something, that might be one thing. But if your self-worth is very low, then chances are your income and everything else, your self-image, people, the way they look at you, all have the same perspective as he does. Yeah, he doesn't cost much, but it's not worth much, right? Yet somebody could turn around like Tony Robbins and he can charge $1,000 an hour for a coaching session. And some people can't get $50 for a coaching session. Why is that? But we have no problem coming up with $1,000. So it's not the money. It's never whatever that we're spending. It's what we think that is worth. I don't know if anybody has ever gone through something like this. I know I have, where you'll give somebody, like you're trying to be nice to somebody. You're giving somebody a free service, whether free advice. I know Jacqueline has been through this. Somebody will come to her or someone will come to a realtor, get all this information for free. And then they said, thank you so much. And next day, they're paying somebody to get those services done. Yeah. So it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with their perception of what something is worth. If you think you're worth something, that's the freedom. That is the unlocking. So to really get past that, raise your own standards. And it takes a while, because to get to do that, to say that you are worth $500 an hour, you might say, it'd be nice to get that. Well, that means you're not worth that. But if you say, yeah, I am worth that, and then to be able to get into your own back doors, your own closets, and find out whatever the traumas, or whatever the I am not enough syndrome that's going on, it takes work. That's the scary part, is to go through all of those and one by one start debunking it. Because if it makes sense that you're not enough, if you feel that you're not enough in doing something, chances are you're not going to be making enough. You're not going to be doing enough. Everything is going to be, no matter how much somebody is going to give you, it won't be enough with other people. So it's the moment you can say to yourself, I have a good life. I got great kids. I got a house. I got a fridge full of food. There are people that don't have that. And I got a car that I could, go to my appointments and so on. And I still see people riding their bikes in the middle of winter because there's no other choice. They might not even have money for bus fare. And I've met people like that. I said, I don't have a choice. I have to take my bike. It just takes too long. And it's frozen, but I dress for it, right? So when we start changing our standards and we start changing our own inner value, our inner worth, and we start going through that, it says, yeah, this, I am worth it. And that's when slowly we can be more okay with whatever compensation that we're going to get, or whatever compliment we're going to get. A person that has a low self-image and the person that has a very little value, try to give them a compliment and watch their vocabulary. Oh, you have really nice hair today. No, I only throw this on or put this on when I don't care how I look. Oh, okay. I remember going to a French fry stand one time, the first time I've ever been there. And I went to this person and I said, I hear you have the best French fries in Ottawa. And he says, oh, you must be talking about my competitor. I don't even know a competitor. I had to walk to get to you. I don't know anybody else. But you see, in his mind, he doesn't think it's the best. Because if he did, he could say, thank you very much. I do my best. But you see, that compliment means that his value is so low, he's just making French fries. And I never went back. Never. I walked twice as far to get to another guy. I found out another person, and he was just as good. And I gave him the same compliment. He says, thank you very much, sir. I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm glad the word's getting out. So he's accepting his value. And that's the point. Somebody gives you a compliment, that's the first choice of how you accept it. If you say thank you, then it's great. I love your sweater. Oh, but there's a hole back here, There's no reason to degrade yourself just because your value isn't perceived yourself. A lot of people see you as a much higher value than you see yourself. So your question is, why do they see that? And what are they seeing? Okay, I hope this was good. If you have any questions about that, we can talk, and we can do a BAM, and we can talk more about this. But this is one of the things. Yeah, Norm.
The other thing is to qualify whether they're trying to get free information from you, right? Especially when I was doing home shows, people would come up, I'd start asking them and say, well, how many windows do you need? Well, about 10. When are you going to need? Well, we're building. When are you building? In 5 years. There's my literature rack. Go get some. I'm not going to spend 2 hours. I saw people that would spend 2 hours with a person that's going to buy something in 5 years.
Maybe. Yeah.
Knowing that your information, at what point your information has value.
Yes.
Right? Or else they just, the 2 hours you spend with this guy that's building in 5 years, you're missing people that are going to buy now.
Yeah.
Right? You got to figure out when you're wasting your time.
The other thing about that, Norm, I'm glad you brought that up, is because when it really comes down to it, people will always choose something that they feel that you are the answer. Right? You can give them all kinds of free stuff, but if they're not convinced that when they have the money or when they're ready to do whatever they're doing, whether it's a coaching session, where they're ready to improve themselves, personal training, where they're ready to start working out, they'll always choose what they feel that will solve the problem. So you could give them free sessions all this time, and once they're ready, they'll pay somebody to do it because I know this person will be able to whip me into shape, or I know this person will be able to get me a good mortgage, or this person can get me the house, or whatever service it is. So spend most of your time being an expert in what you do and always get them to want more. If you give them everything, the old term is, if you give all the milk, there's no need buying the cow, sort of thing. Because there are ways that you can still create that expertise, but not sell the whole farm. This is what I do, and as soon as you're ready, you'll let me know, and I guarantee it'll work. And whatever way that works for you, it has to sound like it's coming from you. Whatever I could say will be very easy coming out of me. But, to replicate that for somebody, it'll make your face turn red, or because it's not you. And that's what I call the red face technique, is if you can say something without having your face turn red, it means that it comes out of you. So using your words, your perspective, but not to give so much and talk so much that as soon as they're ready for the service, they'll go somewhere else, and they do. I've seen cases where a person says, I have absolutely no money, and so, okay, I'll give you this reading for free. Don't worry. And in my early years, I used to do a lot of this, and I give them all this insight. I went through the cards and all this, and he says, "Thank you so much, Tony." And the next day, I met a friend who saw this person paying $250 for a medium to continue the read. I said, gee, I just gave him, interesting how I gave him that for free, but it wasn't good enough. He had to pay because it's that exchange that makes it worth that he feels that he needs to pay more because it's now not free. Because what I gave him had no value. Why would it? Did it for free. So be careful when you're doing things like that. You can still do things for free when people have a rough time, but just get to a certain point and just say, when you're ready, when you really want to do this, come back and we'll do a proper exchange. Okay, that's my message for today. All right. Okay, we'll just get right into our point here, where we're going to talk a little bit about our numbers. And okay, so right now we're at about 237,000. Actually, the most up-to-date figure is 239,415. We got 474 referrals this year since January, so that's really great. And 458 BAMs. Waleed, what a BAM is a business activity meeting. It's when two members get together and they talk about stuff. Like if you talk to Bernie about his business and yours, we consider that a BAM. And so it's just a meeting of two people to get to know each other a little bit better with their families, their business, everything. And that way it's more of a friend rather than someone you just know, okay? We tend to be more relaxed when we are giving business or a referral to a friend because we know that their high expectations and customer service is going to be really good. Because if you give one of your clients somebody and they botch it up, it doesn't look bad on the other person. It looks bad on you. So you want to make sure that you're solid, that you're confident to give that. And that's what a BAM is. And we had 458 of those. And our e-cards is our electronic business card. We got over 10,800, just under 11,000 hits for this year. Our goal was 10,000, and it looks like we're going to hit 11,000 before the end of the year. And when we get a hit like that, it basically tells everybody that these are new people that are accessing your electronic card. And because if somebody already has your contact information, they don't hit the card. But if somebody needs it, whether it's in a QR or a link that I post on Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, I always put my electronic link on there and it goes right to my e-card. And so that's really great there. We have our Christmas party coming up on December the 9th. If you are coming, this is the way to register. Basically go through that. And let us know that you're coming. That would be great to see you there. It's going to be from 3 to 5 on the 9th of December. That's the same day that we're going to be drawing the Phoenix grand prizes. The grand prize is, of course, the Sunny South prize. The second prize is a computer, a laptop, a top-rate laptop. And the third prize is 6 months free Wi-Fi for us there. So that we're going to be drawing that, and we got a couple of other things that we're doing with EORC there, with just to present the final check to them, which is a culmination of everything that we've done for EORC for this year, and it's $3,855, I believe it was, Bernie, and so we'll present that, and then we'll have a good time just to get everybody together, okay? And let's see, we also have, I also wanted to mention that in the in the one of the things I'm really seeing, we're right in the season now of Christmas, and more people are doing online shopping. Amazon's leaving parcels, and I see our neighbors always getting parcels. Just watch for those porch pirates. I'm seeing more and more evidence and seeing a lot of videos of people that are standing in front of the laneway, and they rush in, they grab things that are on the porch. If I know I have a neighbor that's out, he's working or something, and I see a package, I'll actually pick it up, bring it into my house, and wait for them to come home and take it over after. So it just, watch your neighbors, and just let them know you're watching so they could watch you. So it's all about, neighbor collaboration and just to watch out for each other, because, so some of the jokes I love to play is that when you buy a new TV, just put the old TV in a box and put it on the porch. Let them take it home and steal it. So it just stuff like that I like to see is look out at your neighbor, a car that's just parked that you haven't seen before, and one person just walking up and down the side. Oh, what's he doing? He's obviously not canvassing. If he's got packages, I will approach that person. Okay. So, okay. And so let's go right into our I have portion. How have you been doing for this week regarding BAMs, testimonials, any referrals that you've given somebody else that we need to know? And let's start with Norm. How was your week, sir?
Oh, it's really good. Tony, that picture that you showed us, it was so interesting that everybody had a different take on it. Like,
yes,
there's a hit and run, and there's 4 witnesses, and there's a blue car, a red car, and a purple car, and a black car. They all saw the same car with 4 different colors. Right. So, yeah, so it's been interesting perspective, and say that makes a big difference. I had a pretty busy week. So we're looking forward to having a bit of slack time between now and Christmas. We finished our last big job of the year yesterday. So I have more time for BAMs next week. If somebody's interested in BAMs, just give me a call. We'll do either get together for breakfast or lunch, and then we can have a BAM.
Okay, perfect, Norm. Thank you. Steve, how was your week business-wise?
Everything's been good. I just want to say Norm and I coordinated this morning. We're wearing Christmas red holiday shirts. Anyway, it's been a great week. Actually, there's been a lot of great stuff. First, thanks to Sam for helping get my tires changed. We finally got that done. And always great service with a smile. And he drives me over to the gym, which is nearby, and I go and feel healthy, and he's
nice.
tired, so it's a win-win. I love that. Bernie, thank you so much. Bernie was like amazing. I put this question out to him. Does he know any copywriters, people to help write copy for for websites basically, and marketing? And does he ever? Like, I mean, it was just a flood of suggestions that came through. I almost couldn't keep up. And then it turned out that the person who was asking had he was a bit of a tire kicker. So unfortunately, so I now have every possible copywriter I need. Thank you, Bernie. Terry and I, we had a BAM, and we also, I'm going to be working on something for Terry, on a logo for her. David Bellavo sold me some more delicious smoked salmon. If you haven't tried it, you should really try it. And he, as I'm sure you all know, has amazing meats available as well, which I'm also interested in probably sampling over the holidays. Welcome, Waleed. Great to see you. Great to have a new person here in the group or visiting, and hope you like it. And very importantly, Eric has, I should have maybe even started with this. This is huge. He helped us rent our condo. And that's huge. So yeah, right at the top of the list. Like, it's amazing. Got it done in record time. We put it up a few weeks ago, not even 2 weeks, I think it's been up. So it was done super fast, and yeah, very, very efficiently. We're very happy. So everything's good.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
Have a
Awesome.
great week, everyone.
And just respecting Eric, I'm not sure. I'm just getting the feeling that you're in a car and you might want to leave. How was your week, sir? Just to get
Yeah,
your.
I'm all good. I'm actually parked. I'm getting yeah. I'm
Oh,
all parked.
okay.
So yeah, so thanks for bringing that up, Steve. I don't like to break confidentiality or anything like that. That's why I didn't bring anything up. But yeah, in that regard, you know, what am I up to? Working with Steve on that. What's beautiful about it is that they trusted me with their investment, and we're able to get them a tenant. The beauty of it is, what do? We do the rent checks, we do credit checks. I was in chat and speaking with that person's manager, making sure and legitimizing who this person is, trying to figure out where they come from. Speaking with the realtor, great professional realtor. Once again, you know, asked a lot of different questions with them. And what it does is it solidifies my relationship with Steve. It lets him know what my professionalism in the background. What I do in the background is not what you normally see. What you see is, oh, I found you a tenant. Okay, great. Yeah, let's sign there. Yeah, they're good. But you know, doing credit checks, doing social media checks, doing follow-up calls with managers that they've signed. I had a letter of employment. I was like, okay, we need to speak. And you know, pretty high-end manager. And but I looked up their name online, made sure that I Googled them, found them on LinkedIn, found them on Facebook, found out that is that manager truly a manager, or is this just a fake name? Right?
Yeah,
Like that's the due
exactly.
diligence that we need to do in the background, or what I do in the background. So
Mhm.
that'll happen for a seller. It'll also happen if I'm looking for a tenant, etc. So a lot of things in the background, but happy to chat about that. And don't forget, in the new year, gang, like face-to-face is awesome. I'm up for breakfast. I had breakfast with Norm and Manitic several weeks back. Lunch, breakfast, even a cocktail. Always good. Enjoy your week. Take care, guys.
Thanks a lot, Eric. Terry, over to you. How was your week?
I had a great week. Like Steve said, we had a BAM, and I had a BAM with Susan Ebbs. Tomorrow, some changes are coming with work. So we are going to be managed by a new company called Cogier. So Riviera will no longer be a big presence in Ottawa and across Canada. It will be Cogier. So I'll have some more information next week. So I'm looking forward to the exciting times and changes, and being able to share it with everybody. Thanks.
Okay, you can send us all the details of that, the logos and so on, and we could, if you like, we can make you a background like Bernie and I use and whatever.
Okay, sounds good. I was just gonna add, you know, it's the same excellence in service and care, and it's just a different branding.
Right on. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, thank you, Terry. And Jacqueline.
Wicked. Thank you so much, Eric, for the words of wisdom. Thank you, Tony, for allowing me to see. What did I not see? It was big enough for him to go through. And when I look at it, we just get used to the same old, and don't think that we could find our way. So thank you for that. I'm looking forward next week to having a few more BAMs, because it is the season to be jolly. So have a fantastic week.
Thanks, Jacqueline. And Sam, I believe. Yep. How was your week?
Very good, Tony. Thank you. Thanks for your presentation today. Made us all think, that picture there, what was going on. Things gone on. Well, let's see. Bernie dropped off his vehicle Sunday night, and I put new rear brakes on his vehicle Monday. And let's see here. Tuesday, I had a busy Tuesday. First, I had Harvey Hope, former member of Phoenix. I had installed a dash camera in his vehicle years ago, and it didn't come with a parking mode, but he upgraded to parking mode, and I installed took out the old one and put in the new one for him. So if anybody's looking for a dash camera that doesn't have parking mode, I know he's going to sell it off. So let Harvey Hope know. So if you want his phone number, I can get that for you. Then Steve, in the afternoon, I put his winter tires on, lubricated the rear brakes, calipers, pins on his vehicle. And let's see, got new lug nuts for that. And on tomorrow, I'll be working at Tanya's rear brake, her parking brake. One of her cables broke that I was working on, and I had to replace it. That's it.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Sam. Awesome. And just as a heads up for presentations for next week, Eric will be presenting next week. So just a heads up there, Eric, for you for next week. And the week after on the 14th is Norm will be presenting his industry and his business. Okay. Penny Lee will be after in the January, the first meeting coming back in January, which is, I believe, the 11th or something. Anyway, it's the first Thursday, second Thursday coming into that space. And Bernie, how was your week, sir?
It's spectacular. I had a BAM with Jacqueline and a BAM with you. So that's happened actually this week. So yeah.
Okay.
I've had other connections. Yeah.
Yeah, live.
I've got to head out, so I got to push out the quote for the day because
okay.
So my apologies, but yeah, I've got to travel across the city in short order.
Yeah, no problem.
My German driving skills, hang on here.
Yeah,
there we go. It is very easy to be different, but very difficult to be better, and that's Jonathan Ive.
Thanks a lot, Bernie. And Waleed, what did you think of the meeting?
Actually, it's a very good experience, and hope I will join the group very soon. I just a message for everyone. It's a gifting season. Just support local as much as you can.
Yeah,
it's very important. Everybody needs everyone today, especially with this hard time for everyone. And it's just a kind of advice for everyone, for every business owners. What it matters is what you keep, not what you make. Plan well for 2024 and start planning from today.
Okay. Thank you, Waleed. It was great to have you, and hope you can come a couple of more times because just to get a feel for our group, eh?
Sure.
All right. And just a quick thing for I gave Alex, our electrician, some business. And Sam, I got one of your videos in. I guess I gave you the link for the toolbox. I'm not sure if you tossed that in there. You did? Okay. I'll check that. Did some business with Dave. He's our meat guy. He should be getting a delivery today. And I had a BAM with Jacqueline and Bernie and Wendy, our realtor from the other group. So thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. And for those that are watching on live, have yourself a great week, and we'll see you next week. All right.